and welcome to another sort of live streaming gaming chat video. And this is kind of tied into the previous live stream that I did, talking about how I think that there's going to be some sort of crash and major problem in the gaming industry in 2024, possibly 2025. But it also ties in with previous videos that I've done where I'm not a fan of modern gaming and the way that the gaming world has, I'm going to say, evolved. But if evolution usually means it's progress, and I don't think that the way that the gaming world has gone in the last sort of 10 years is good. So I think the gaming world needs to stop and just go back to how it used to be. Physical games. So your games you bought from a store, you owned them, they were physically in your hand, and they were yours to keep, yours to display. You then end up with complete games pretty much most of the time. I mean, there's always bugs and things in gaming, but it the sort of invention, the come-abouts of downloading games made developers get very sloppy. They could just push out a game and then patch it later on. Whereas if you're developing a game, you know it's going to be put onto physical media. It has to be complete and ready to play and pretty much bug-free. There are some exceptions. So when you had original games, if they were then sort of re-brought out as like the Platinum range or the Essential range, most of the time they fixed any issues, any major issues, that is. But you physically owned it and it was yours. And I think, and this is going to be a bit of a controversy, is I think we need to get rid of this whole online sort of style of gaming where you can't play games if you don't have any friends around, or if you're not online. It's one of those things that it bugs me. My son's got an Xbox. He's half my age, at least, and he's of this modern mentality of he plays games online, and if there's nobody about, then he can't play, and that's not what gaming is about. Gaming is personal. So we are heading for some kind of major issue in the gaming industry with developers falling off and hardware falling off, and just the whole thing being sort of pushed towards money making, and not really caring too much about the consumer. And if we were just to stop the way that gaming went at the minute, and wound it back even 10 years, we'd end up with hardware that people wanted, developers developing games for that hardware with the consumer in mind rather than just money in mind, and you'd end up with a collection of games that were yours, and you could physically use them and you could keep them, and they would be complete, and it would get rid of this let's push out half-assed games and patch them numerous times later. Prime example is Cyberpunk. I always bring that up. It's a game that was pushed out so badly that it was then removed from the store because it was so bad, and people were getting refunds. And if you then went and bought Cyberpunk, my son bought Cyberpunk on the Xbox, I think it was, put it in, and the patch size and the update size was absolutely phenomenal. It's pretty much just a whole new game. So I think we need to get rid of this whole half-assed nature of the gaming world. So stop it. Cut online. You then wouldn't be reliant on other people, on online servers, on this whole culture of multiplayer online gaming. I'm probably speaking from my generation, but I am an older gamer. I much prefer gaming on my own. It's immersive for myself. I want to be drawn into a world, a make-believe world, with I'm a big fan of first-person shooters, so I went through all of the Call of Duties, sort of the older style Call of Duties. Fantastic, totally immersive, and I didn't have to rely on anybody else. I didn't have to be in an arena with 20 other people and some snotty-nosed 10-year-old who was way better than I was. I, I I'm a campaign kind of person. I want to be able to put in a disc and play it. I don't want to be waiting God knows how long for a download, or waiting for an update, or relying on paid for servers or services. I don't do any of that. I had a PS3, that was great, did a little bit of online, but that was free. Never jumped to a PS4. I've got a Switch Lite, which I don't pay for online. So if I can, I had a bit of a dabble of Fortnite. Not my cup of tea, but it was free, and playing on a Switch online is free, so that was okay. But I don't pay for online services. I don't have an online subscription. I don't do multiplayer gaming. The most I've done, I suppose, is multiplayer LAN or split screen, and that's because you're sitting there with that person. You're choosing to play with that person, and I just think we need to wind everything back. Everything's got far too big and money driven and complicated, and the whole essence of gaming has gotten lost. It's for fun. It shouldn't be massively expensive. It shouldn't. It's just it's gotten away from the whole ethos of gaming. It's so money driven and so just rapidly banging out one after another, and not really caring about the product that has been put out, and not really caring that someone's bought that or invested in that, because they're, by the time it's out and it's that, they're already looking at the next big money grabbing spin. And we need to go back to how it used to be. 16-bit, 32-bit gaming was the best sort of era for games, and the best era for the gamer themselves. So no online, physical media, and developers actually putting out decent games that were, well, I'm going to say 99% complete. They were complete, just probably not fully tested, and maybe the odd bug comes through. There were always games that had major bugs that somehow crept through, but that's the minority. So this is a bit of a two-edged. I don't like modern gaming. I don't like the direction it's been going for the last few years, and I don't like this whole. It's just so rapid. It's new console after new hardware after new game, and it's just bam, 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 bam. It's not built with the gamer in mind anymore, and we're going to see some sort of crash where everything sort of disappears and just a select few live. And we need to go back. We need physical media, complete games, and decent hardware that lasts. That's about it for me. What do you agree? Do we need to stop this newfangled game culture and just bring it back to its roots? Like, subscribe, enjoy.